Well, the news of the explosion in Beirut was heard all over the world, and the emotional impact of it has been felt all the way here in Kern County. This morning, we are speaking with Maya Mawad, a Bakersfield resident of Lebanese descent, to talk about the recent devastation hitting Lebanon yesterday. Sam, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Good morning to you and your viewers.
Thank you so much. So, Sam, you moved to the U.S. more than 40 years ago. You went to USC, and you now live here in Bakersfield, but you go to Lebanon pretty regularly. So let's give our viewers some background on Lebanon itself. It's had an exceptionally challenging year, as you know, starting with political uprisings, coronavirus, and now this. It's in the worst economic downturns that the country's face in its history. So can you give us some background on all of that and what it's experiencing right now?
Well, Lebanon is a small country that has been paying the price for all the conflicts in the Middle East for a long time. I myself came to the United States because of the civil war that was a result of the Middle East conflict. And the year 2020 was not very good with Lebanon, as they started with some political uprising, and then economic downturn, and then they have like everybody else, the COVID-19 crisis, and now this major disaster that hit Lebanon, while the government is not really is badly mismanaging all the resources, which led to a even worse disaster than what you see on your cameras. And it is really a disaster and a tragedy for the Lebanese people that they were struggling financially with 30 to 40% unemployment. And a lot of people want to leave the country because they are frustrated, and it is really a tragedy right now. 2020 has not been a very good year for Lebanon, and it keeps piling up.
It certainly does. So I know your wife, Maya, is actually in Lebanon right now, and we're happy to know that she is okay. But I know you also have some relatives who've had their homes, windows shattered and destroyed. So how is your family doing?
Family is doing fine. The explosion was great, and it was equivalent to an earthquake and a hurricane at the same time. A lot of buildings have been destroyed. A lot of homeless people that are on the street right now. Most of the windows and glass windows and within like 10-mile radius affected. Most of them on the near the port area where all the debris fell and killed a lot of people. There is about more than 100 people dead and about 4,000 people injured. And then they are expecting the number to rise a little bit more. And thankfully, my family is doing fine. They suffered some material damage in their homes, but thankfully, my family was fine. And they were lucky they were not in the area at the time.
We're very grateful that your family is okay. Now, I want to describe the port where this explosion happened. I know you grew up in Lebanon. So what kind of area is this? Is it a high traffic zone? Is it more industrial? What are your thoughts on that area where this all happened?
Well, the port, like everybody else, has to be an open space to receive all the materials and containers from the ships. But the area of the port is in the middle of Beirut and near the most expensive real estate in Beirut. It's a quarter of a mile from the downtown area. It's half a mile from the Prime Minister headquarters. It's half a mile from the government offices, and it is a very densely populated area around the port. A lot of damage has been done. and it is really, they are estimating the losses to be in the billions of dollars at the time when the country cannot pay its bills, and it's grossly mismanaged. The government has spent a lot of money, and they don't have any more to spend. So now the people are wondering what's next. But definitely, it is a very densely populated area. We don't see it from the camera very well, but just a few yards from the port lies a lot of apartment buildings, and one next to each other, and it's a lot of heavy traffic in that area too.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. We're so happy to know that your family is okay. Sam Mawad, I hope to you and your family that everyone stays safe.
Is there a story you think we should investigate? Call our Eyewitness News tip line at 869-2929.